Everyone, my name is Peter Hall.
My name is Joshua Hall.
Today we're going to be doing a video in response to the Redlands City Council's proposed amendment to permanently add the LGBT community pride flag to the city's roster of flags. They want to put the flag directly over the council hall building. Currently, the only flags allowed are the United States of America flag, the state of California flag, and the military's POW flag.
And the city of Redlands flag. The city has its own flag.
Okay. But yeah, they want to add the LGBT community pride flag to that. And me and my brother are against it. My brother spoke at the last city council meeting, which was on March 23rd, right? 21st. Yeah, so he spoke out against it. And he rightly used scientific reasoning and logic to talk about how transgenderism is not beneficial to anybody, even those who are proponents of it, because anybody who fully transitions to the opposite gender, like
which you can't do,
like male to female or female to male, anybody who fully transitions will permanently sterilize themselves because they surgically
and chemically.
Yeah, because they surgically altered and mutilated themselves, or they had like their sexual organs drastically altered and mutilated or removed entirely. So women who want to transition to men but they want to still have children will have to either keep their reproductive organs, i.e. their uterus, their ovaries, etc., and their vagina intact, or they'll have to like have their eggs removed and frozen for future use. Men who want to transition to female will either have to keep their penis and testicles intact or donate their sperm for future use. So the logic behind this is just,
I want to talk about
farcical.
I want to talk about Jazz Jennings, the boy who transitioned to a girl, who began the transition to a girl when he was 2 years old. And he has his own show for like almost 20 years. What 2 or 3 year old gets it into their head that they want to transition without their parents or a teacher or an adult in their life putting it in their head? Like, that just doesn't happen naturally. Like, no child gets it into their head without the help of an adult, a screwed up adult, saying, you can be a girl if you're a boy, or you can be a boy if you're a girl, or you can be neither gender, or you can be whatever gender you want. You can make up your own gender. That doesn't happen naturally.
Yeah, and a bunch of people have already talked about this.
Anyway, Jazz Jennings, did you know that in order to create his, in order to create a fake vagina, they had to take like several feet of Jazz's stomach lining and small intestines out of his body. So you tell me that that's not body mutilation.
Okay.
Plus, he has to dilate to prevent, because like if you have your penis sliced open to create a fake vagina and you're a man, if you don't dilate like every day for at least 3 hours, like your penis, like the wound that was your penis will try to close itself, and you can get all kinds of infection.
Okay. So anyway, back to the discussion at hand. The city's proposed amendment to add the LGBTQ pride flag over City Hall permanently. As my brother and a few other people rightly pointed out, adding the LGBTQ pride flag is divisive and discriminatory because the city is literally endorsing one group over everybody else. Okay?
They've abdicated their duties to their constituency, which is grounds for a recall, and I'm going to make a motion for that to that effect on the 4th of April.
Okay, so they're promoting one group of people over another. Former council member Tony Momberger said, my brother said that the LGBT community, and especially regarding the trans community, is a cult. because a bunch of their members are extremely dogmatic, and they want everybody to either to blindly accept them or be too scared to publicly dissent against them.
That's not enough. They want everyone to engage in the lifestyle.
So, former Redlands City Council member Tony Momberger dissented against my brother's statement that they're a cult, and said that they're just a demographic like everybody else. But if they're just a demographic like everybody else, why do you want to promote them over every other demographic?
If it's genetic, why do you have to market it? Especially to children.
Props to that one guy who said that twin studies regarding the subject of homosexuality and whatever proved that being gay or trans isn't genetic, because if it was, then both twins would be gay instead of just like one being gay or whatever. So also the idea that it's genetic is a farce, because like if being gay or trans is genetic, then that means that these people are genetically defective, because the point of any species is to continue its existence through reproduction. And most species can only do that through sexual procreation, which means that a male has to get with a female, have sex, and the female has to get pregnant and give birth to young, either through live young or lay eggs, and then the young hatch out of the eggs. There are a few species that are able to reproduce without sex,
change genders,
meaning that they can reproduce asexually. These species are somehow able to clone themselves, but
there are also species that can change genders.
Yeah, but scientists.
But none of them are mammals.
Yeah, scientists say that any species that can clone itself and make new members of its species through cloning, that species is subject to eventual extinction, because like there's no genetic distinction, and so like any illness or whatever can wipe out the species. Also, like my brother said, there are a few species that can naturally change their gender.
Clownfish,
but
certain frogs and lizards.
Most of them are not vertebrates, and
Snails.
None of them are mammals.
Octopuses can change their genders.
Yeah. Most of these species that can change their genders naturally are not vertebrates, meaning they don't have any bones inside their bodies, and none of them are mammals.
I think there might be a few reptiles, but it's mostly limited to amphibians, cephalopods, and invertebrates.
Yes. So, like, human beings cannot naturally change their gender. If we could, we wouldn't need to have surgery to make us into facsimiles of the opposite sex.
Or as Matt Walsh put it, human deepfakes.
Yes, human deepfakes. That was a good one.
And Vincent James has said that too.
So, yeah. So, since the City Council is proposing to put the LGBT community pride flag above the City Council building, here are my suggestions for flags to add to that roster.
The Confederate flag.
How about the straight pride flag? How about the white pride flag?
The Confederate flag.
How about the male flag? The one that has like the symbol of a circle with like an arrow coming out of it?
The Confederate flag.
The Confederate flag. How about that?
That's the second most important American flag.
Yeah, how about the Confederate flag? I know it has a bunch of haters, but it also has some admirers. So why not put the Confederate flag above the city?
And it's not like people can't fly the... It's not like members of the LGBT community or their allies can't fly the pride flag above their house or their business. They can. The issue is that the city council wants to put it over City Hall. You can fly any flag over your house or business. You can fly the Nazi flag or the ISIS flag over your house or business. And no one no one can make you take it down. If they do, they're breaking the law.
Yeah, free expression and all that. There was this one lady who mentioned that she supports the city putting up the flag because she has her own pride flag that she flew on her house or whatever.
Because her son's trans.
And she
that
said...
lady's a bad parent.
and she said that somebody stole it. That happened to a bunch of people who had Trump flags or whatever. Like, their flags were stolen too. Does the city not care about that? So, yeah, it's like, kudos to Mayor Pro Tem Paul Barrich and Council Member Mario Saucedo for being the only council members to like show any shred of common sense. Because even though they said that they defend the LGBT community and stuff like that, they believe that putting their flag above city council would be divisive and discriminatory. So kudos to you guys.
For the most part, they're still bending their will to council member Denise Davis. Like, in all matters regarding...
It was kind of funny when Paul Barrich said that, I'm probably going to get called transphobic or homophobic for this because I get accused of being... because I get accused of everything. Yeah, okay. Welcome to, like, being a cisgendered straight, aka council white male. We get accused of everything, Paul.
The council still bends their knee to Council Member Denise Davis and Janine Guzman-Lowry. They're like the two biggest vocal supporters for the LGBTQ agenda on the
Mayor
council.
Eddie Tejeda is also a supporter.
Yeah, but not like Janine Guzman-Lowry and Denise Davis. Like, they're the two biggest vocal supporters of the community. Like, whatever they say goes, and the rest of the council just bends their knee. It's ridiculous.
So, I'm going to address Council Member Denise Davis here.
And Janine Guzman-Lowry. She wasn't there at the last meeting.
Yeah, but Janine Guzman-Lowry isn't an LGBTQ member, is she?
She's an ally.
Okay.
She and Denise Davis are the two biggest supporters of the community.
Okay, well, I'm going to address Denise Davis because she's so proud of being the first openly gay council member.
You have betrayed your constituents by only serving the LGBT community. Your open sexual orientation has become, what do you call it? A conflict of interest that is unacceptable.
Yeah, as council member, you should serve all the citizens of Redlands, not just the small group that represents your own interests. Okay? Nobody cares that you're gay. All right?
She's actually bi.
Whatever. Nobody cares about your sexuality. Okay? Your sexuality is not important to you being a council member. You being a council member, it's your job to make policies for the city of Redlands, and your sexuality should not factor into the equation for that. Okay? If any council member were to make their faith, especially if they're Christian, part of their decision making, they would be publicly lambasted over it. So you should keep your sexuality out of the decision making process because it's not important and nobody really cares. Anybody who says they do care is likely just doing it because they don't want to get publicly criticized for not being an ally.
Or they want to get praised for being a social justice warrior.
Yeah. But most people really just don't want to get criticized.
Yeah.
So, anyway, there's no science at all behind transgenderism. A bunch of people speaking at the meeting used the word science a lot. They said the science supports this, and no, it doesn't. Okay? The science says that most animals cannot change their gender. Humans definitely can't. And it's biologically pointless to be gay because two men or two women getting together and having sex can't make kids. So any gay people...
We're not even designed to do it for recreation.
Any gay people who want to have kids are going to have straight sex. Like, a gay man is going to have sex with a woman and get her pregnant. Or a lesbian is going to have sex with a man and get pregnant. Or they're going to have to do IVF therapy, which is time-consuming and expensive. Or they're going to have to adopt. Which
I don't think they should be able to do.
Yeah,
far too many gay and trans couples sexually abuse their kids. There's too many of them who rape their children, who pimp them out to other pedophiles, who force trans them, they should not be allowed to adopt.
And even if the gay parents or trans parents or whatever are not doing that to their children, the fact that they're openly exhibiting their gayness or their transness
still mentally messes up the child.
Yeah, it's gonna mentally confuse the child, even if they're not doing anything physically abusive to them. So
or emotionally.
Yeah. So it's wrong to put the the LGBTQ pride flag up.
Also, what metric are we using to judge how safe Redlands is?
Denise Davis and some other people said that the fact that we're having a discussion about this and with people openly disagreeing makes the LGBT community not feel safe. Boo fucking who, okay?
I want to know, when was the last time someone assaulted a member of the LGBT community here in Redlands just for being gay or trans?
Yeah,
physically. I want to know
as long as people let you live your life and they don't openly discriminate you because of your sexual preferences or whatever, as long as they let you do what you want to do.
You guys couldn't come up with any instances of any homophobic or transphobic attacks, physical assaults based on homophobia or transphobia as a motive, because there aren't that many. So you just have to say that people who disagree, that's violence. That creates unsafe conditions.
God forbid that anybody openly disagree with you. How fucking tragic is that? Wah, wah, wah. Okay, so I guess we've been going on about this long enough. I'm going to end this video with a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson, who famously said, "Let me not fall into the vulgar mistake of believing myself to be persecuted just because I'm contradicted." And that's what you have done. You, Councilmember Denise Davis, and you, former Councilmember Tony Momberger, have publicly said that anybody who disagrees with you is inciting violence against the LGBT community. And that is wrong. I mean, you can't get any more ham-fisted than that. You, Denise Davis, you literally stated that openly the discussion about
the pride flag on top of the city hall was a matter of life and death.
Yeah, putting the pride flag above city hall is a matter of life and death. If the flag doesn't get put up, your existence as a openly gay or bisexual the first openly gay or bisexual council member will not be imperiled. Okay? The flag not getting put up, and I have every reason to suspect that it will, because my brother says that Jenna Guzman Lowry is on your side and she's going to be the deciding vote. I have every reason to believe it will be put up, but if it's not, your existence will not be imperiled in any way.
And like I said, the rest of the council just bends their knee to your will anyway.
So,
you guys should all be recalled.
I guess we're done.